There we go. Oh, you guys can see my ugly mug now or what? There we go. If I get comfortable here, my back ain't feeling the best. There we go. How's that? Everybody see the audio now? Or video now, I should say. If you're seeing audio, then you're got more powers than I see. Alrighty, thank you. Coming in clear? I had to adjust my OBS settings this morning a little bit. Sometimes on the weekend, the internet's a little bit more on the, how I should say, greedy side. There's a lot more people on the internet and around my area and stuff. So sometimes I have to rein in and pull my internet settings for the OBS down just a little bit so it doesn't draw quite so much. Seems like it's working all right now. Oh, hopefully next week we'll be. I'm going to try to tie some times in next week. I'm not exactly sure what times yet. I've got to look up a lot of the other various different live streams out there, and I'm going to try to tie together a set stream time and theme type. I'm probably going to do the old, just like I used to do on my channel way back, and have a morning chat. It'd be more like Coffee with the Yardbirds or something like that. That's what I used to do. Got a little small series on that. I'll probably do that. I'll probably end up calling it Coffee with the Yardbirds, and we can have various different chats and get around that. And we'll have, like I say, different types of themes and whatnot. Everything from cooking to building to various different things. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we get a few people in here. I got to start advertising a little bit ahead of time. That's why I was saying is I want to get a themed show together. How's your internet, Brenda? Is it getting a little better now? Good morning, Vicky. How you doing? Busy day, dump and basketball. I wish we could go to the dump on Sundays. Our transfer station's closed on Sundays. You have to get it done on Saturdays or throughout the week. Years ago, it used to be open, and that was the day I usually went. And but well, better than I probably deserve to be. And good morning. How you doing, Kentucky, Jason? We got all kinds of room in here. Pull up a chair, cup of coffee, and a nice big old pile of bacon and eggs would do pretty good right about now. I don't know how long I'm going to be staying on, but my internet's been going up and down, back and forth, all around this morning. I had a little bit of trouble with video this morning, and seems like it worked out of it now. That's the one thing I do like about OBS is if you're having a little bit of an issue on your bandwidth or anything, you can adjust it and go down a little bit and end up fixing your video a little bit better. Earlier it was terrible, so I ended up like I say, going in and adjusting it a little bit. Yeah, you do now. But before you could hear me, but the video audio wasn't coming in. I had to go into my OBS and reset a few settings and stuff. It was the video was going in and out, blurry, and doing all kinds of stuff. I just readjusted a couple numbers, and as Jim Neighbors would say it, Shazam! It worked. Oh. Uh, yeah, working the bugs out. Hopefully, I got them worked out. Done. Depending on what kind of scaffolding you're going to be using there, Jason. Over the years, being in the building trade and stuff, I've seen some pretty ricketing scaffold before. So, hey, be careful out there. If you're bringing out two kitchen chairs and a handful of 2x4s and calling it scaffolding, yeah, that could be redneck. I'm surprised you guys can hear me. I'm right next to a window, and I want to tell you that wind is howling and howling, and you'd swear it was coming right straight through the house. Oh, then you got some good scaffolding then. When you said redneck and scaffolding all in the same sentence, I was thinking, a couple kitchen chairs and a plank or something. Welcome back, Bama Grits. Oh. Oh, we got snow coming in, I think, Wednesday this week. Wednesday or somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm a little on the having a little bit hard time breathing this morning, but I'm feeling a little better. Just stuff you got to deal with. That's all. There's no big thing. Oh, make it through the day. A little on the tired side. Well, if you're going to leave the wheels off, make sure that it's blocked up in good shape. What are you and Ray up to today, Brenda, besides going to the dump? Now, do you have the old traditional dump, or do you have a transfer station up there in your neck of the woods? Good morning, Finger Paint. Or Fin Painter, I should say. I take it Fin Painter. Yeah, I didn't see no G in there. Wind so bad yesterday, then it took pumpkin. Oh. Yeah, I had to put lead weights on all the yardbirds down the yard the last couple of days just to keep them in the yard. Commend me for having a clean channel. Yeah, I get the spick and span out every morning, and I clean it up and good. Oh, you, yeah, I don't particularly care for the drama and stuff like that. I just soon keep that out of there. Uh, I'm still in the beginning stages of this live stream stuff, anyways. Hopefully next week I'm going to have some kind of structure a little bit, anyways. Start some structure, let's put it that way. You got to start with the foundation somewhere. And hopefully I'll get at least 1 day, maybe 2 days, time down, and I can get a stream on from there, and then we'll go from there and figure out what we're going to do. I think I'm going to call it the old, I used to have a morning thing I did. I wasn't morning, but it was whatever time it was because it wasn't live. But I called it Coffee with the Yardbirds, and it was a question and answering type thing. And I think I'm gonna pull that out for a while and do that until I can get some themes down, get some times down and whatnot. And we'll come up with at least 1 or 2 times a week to do that, and I think that'll go over pretty good for right now. Avoid the bad weather. Now, we've got some heavy, heavy winds coming up through here, and we had rain and all kinds of things earlier, and Northeast got pounded pretty hard. I know off the Gulf of Maine we had 20-plus foot seas and a lot of beach erosion. I'm not exactly sure and up on the news as a whole, but as Northeast as a whole goes, I heard through the grapevine that we had about 5 or 6 deaths in the last few days blamed on the storm. So hopefully I'll hear a little bit more of that. All righty, Brenda, you have a good morning, and hey, drive safe. Don't let Pumpkin out on the driveway. Hold her down. Put a rope around her or something. She'll be turning into a pumpkin kite. Tell Ray I said hi. Yeah, I read the last part of your paragraph there, Bama Grits. I know what you mean. I've clicked on. I give everybody a fair chance. If I look at their channel and the channel doesn't look too bad, and it some things may be interested, I'll click on it, and I might not sub right away and check them out and see what's going on with it and check their live stream out. But the minute I start seeing the drama and some of the various different languages and stuff like that, I mean, it's not anything that I want to get involved with. I don't mind about the humor and stuff like that, but you know, to me, there's nothing more, better than a good laugh or so. So the humor stuff in some of the live chats, I don't mind, but it's the drama and some of the language and various different things that I don't particularly want to put up with. So hopefully we can get a fairly good show together, and between myself and the people that are going to watch, you guys there chiming in and whatnot, we can get something that maybe somebody will be interested in and kind of coming in and watching and listening and chiming in themselves, and we'll get something together. Like I said, I love the Coffee and the Yardbirds videos I used to put out and stuff, and we'll start there and we'll work our way up and go from there. But next week I'll definitely try to get out in everybody's emails and notifications at least 1 or 2 times that I'm going to have it, and I'll try to stick to those. I know the numbers are going to be low still on it and whatnot, and they always are on live streams and stuff when you first get them started, especially until you get a time down. Everybody wants to know that one time that they can go to a particular live stream and stuff. The trouble is there is so many live streams out there that I don't want to step on a lot of toes doing it. I try to not only look at the live stream itself, I try to look at what kind of live stream it is, and if it's anywhere near something that I'm going to be doing and now or in the future, I don't want to step on those toes. If it's something that somebody else is doing and it's totally different and some of the supporters aren't even the same, there's no sense. You can have a live stream the same time and stuff. You're not crossing up and stealing anybody's subs and whatnot. So I'm going to try that anyways. Like I said, the live stream is only as good as the people you can get in there. And if you think this is a half-decent live stream and it's clean and no drama, well, that has a lot to do with the people that are in there. Yeah, I know what you mean, Bama. Good morning, Old Camp Ranch. How you doing? And what neck of the woods is your ranch from there? Yeah, sometimes you don't have to have a theme. You got to kind of play it by ear and work through it and whatnot. I think it has a lot to do with I've done some internet DJing in the past, and sometimes you've got to kind of roll with the flow with those when you get people calling in and you get people various different things going on and stuff, asking for various different songs and like that, and you might start off with a country set and end up with a little bit of 50s rock or something. So you got to kind of roll with the flow. So I'm kind of used to that anyways. 80s by the day and 40s at night. Well, between your weather and your name, Bama, you've got to be down south, and I would say down someplace around the Alabama area. Oh, let me fix this thing here before it dries me up a wall. Yeah. We having much of a lag problem out there? Yeah, roll tide. Yeah, that's what I thought. Can't do much about the lag itself. Huh. The lag doesn't bother me quite as much. People can get used to that, and whatnot. But when the bottom drops out of your stream and I start seeing red signs down there, that's when it bothers me. Old Camp Ranch, Northeast Arizona. All right. Nice weather down that way, I'll bet. A little bit different weather than your neck of the woods, Bama. I've had friends over the years that have moved up, usually service people from traveling around and whatnot from base to base. And I had a couple of close friends from the Tennessee area and down around Arkansas and whatnot. And they come up here for that. They usually come up in the spring or in the summer, and then they get that first winter kicking in there, and they're not used to it and stuff. And boy, I'll tell you, they're having second thoughts about staying real quick. Yeah, I spent a little bit of my time out in the West. I was born and raised right here in the Maine and New Hampshire area until I was, I don't know, 9, 10 years old, roughly right around there. And then we lived about 10 years on the West Coast out in California, and came back here after high school and been here ever since. You know, it's pretty bad when you make your own coffee and your coffee is terrible. Oh, I've had a terrible coffee this morning. There you are, Jason. I thought you had left there for a while. Never been past the Mississippi, huh? Yepperland. Have a good one, Finn. Take care now. Stay safe. Keep those hot rods under 100 there. How's maple syrup coming, Vicky? Oh. Yeah, excuse me just for a second, guys. There we go. All right. It's only trouble doing stuff in the morning with me is I've takes me a little bit of time to get lungs and stuff cleared out or whatnot, get backed up and stuff. So long as you guys can put up with that, I appreciate it. Uperland. I think you'll find Uperland is, well, it's not really a place, I don't believe, but I think you're up in Minnesota area, up and around that, the Upers and stuff. You Google that and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Very distinctive accent up around that way. I may be wrong, but, it's happened before. Well, I think a time or two, anyways. Oh, my screens are all messed up here. Ah, homemade sauerkraut last week. Was that on with Art and Bree? Good morning, Hilltown. You can never have too many tomato plants, Jason. You just keep those tomatoes coming. You can do so many things with tomatoes. Yeah, I love the homemade syrups. I end up having we only do syrup every other year though because well, as Vicky from Maine Homestead Project is finding out, it's sometimes not the easiest thing to do, and it takes a little bit of time and whatnot. So I like to do it every other year, can up enough so you can get through that period of time, and that way you don't have to do it you can skip a year. Unless you're really set up for it really good and stuff, it's a pain in the butt. For us, anyways, it is. Let's put it that way. Let's see what Bama said here. Yes, Art and Bree. Yeah, there you go. I'm not a big fan of coleslaw. I mean, coleslaw. I love coleslaw. Of sauerkraut. I've had a couple types of sauerkraut from... I can't remember the name of the store. It was years ago. A small country pop store. And they had what they call a sweet sauerkraut. And it had a touch of sugar in it. And I didn't mind that. That was pretty good. I'm not really a big fan of salt and harsh vinegary type stuff. I know there's no vinegar in coleslaw. I mean, can't talk this morning. In sauerkraut. But when it comes to like pickles and stuff like that, I love sweet pickles. I love semi-sweet pickles. I'm not a big fan of dill, although I do like a good kosher pickle, as long as it doesn't have as much dill in it and a lot of garlic. I don't mind that type of pickle. And if I'm going to have that type of pickle, I'd rather have a fermented pickle like that. I made a few quarts of the fermented kosher dills last year, and those are really good. A lot of garlic in it. Put 8, 9, 10 heads of garlic, not heads, but cloves of garlic in each jar, and the garlic itself is so good. Yeah, I've had it on. One of my favorite ways of sauerkraut, regular sauerkraut, is I like it with pile some peppers and sautéed peppers and onions mixed with the sauerkraut and have it over like a sausage sandwich or something like that. It's pretty good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just as long as you get enough salt. You have to have a certain level of salt for it to work, but as long as you get it to that point, that's all you need. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be growing around here this year. It always changes a little bit here and there because, like I say, my daughter-in-law's father has a fairly large farm, so we get a lot of our fruits and vegetables from up there. Doing a bartering system and labor and whatnot, and changing back and forth. But we do grow a few things here and there, and I think I'll do a small raised garden. My daughter-in-law wanted to put in down back here. And it's nice to have a few things right here locally, that you don't have to, go out and make a quick salad or something like that or whatnot. Yeah, yeah. Some of that type of meal is I love not even doing the sauerkraut, just plenty of shredded cabbage in with the cooked sausage and stuff is some of my favorites. Sprinkle a little bit of vinegar on it when you're done. Yeah. Now, are you fermenting your chicken feed, the regular chicken feed itself, or are you talking about fermented grains and stuff? Y'all, it's funny how the Southerners always say, we have an accent. Yeah. Yeah, I like that type of thing too, Jason. That sweet and sour stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of I do a lot of wet feeds myself too, Vicky. Sometimes I don't even in the summertime I don't even ferment it. I just go with some water in the grain, not grain so much, but the mash, the laying mash and stuff, and they'll suck that right down. Does two things. One thing, if you're trying to get something particular in your chickens, be it some DE or any other type of product that you want to get in there, and you want to make sure the chickens get it, and it's a dry product, put it in something wet, in a small container, 3 or 4 containers if you get a large flock or whatever. Put it in something wet, get it mixed up, and put it out before you put any dry food out at all, and they will suck that right down. So if you're trying to get some DE into your chickens, that's a great way of doing it. I'm not a proponent of putting DE in dry food. 90% of the DE ends up going to the bottom of your barrel, your feed barrel, and I much rather put it in something wet. At least I know they're getting it in their systems and it's going through them like that. So, but I do a lot of wet feeds. In the summertime, it helps with keeping them hydrated too. Everybody. That's funny because everybody I know up here talks how I talk. Well, pretty much, anyways. I've got a 50-50 accent. I have a few things still from the West Coast, and I might not do the R's like I say. Mainers have a tendency to add R's where they don't belong and drop them off from certain words that should have them. I bet Bama knows how to do chicken. I bet it's called fried. Yeah, ka. Ba, ka, lobster. That's dropping the R's. And then if you add an R, like if you got the name Brenda, instead of Brenda, it would be Brender. Or instead of the word idea, like it should be, a lot of Mainers will say idea. I have an idea. Oh, God. I have got to get some better coffee than that. It's pretty bad when you don't like your own coffee. I know what would spice this coffee up a little bit. A donut. A nice pumpkin donut or just a plain old cake donut would be pretty good. Amaretto. Yep, Southern fried chicken. Is there any other kind, Bama? Love it. Hey, the dogs seem to be on the wrong side of the door here, so I'm going to excuse myself quickly and run downstairs and let these animals in. I'll be right back. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I would imagine that pretty much most people would have left by now. Well, we're down to 2. Ended up getting an egg customer. Oh, excuse me. After getting the dogs in on the right side of the door. Those dogs seem like they're always on the wrong side of the door, wanting in or out. Who do we got out there left? Anybody out there listening to this old man? Obama is still in there. What are your plans today, Bama? You have a good one, Jason. Stay safe around that scaffolding that you're going to be doing with the greenhouse. Thank you. As I was saying, those dogs seem to always be on the wrong side of the door wanting in or out. So then I had an egg customer come stop by and wanted a couple dozen eggs. So had to been one of my egg customers that happens to like to get into conversation a little bit. And, and me, the way I like to run my mouth, you get 2 people like that together, and all of a sudden, a 5-minute break turns into 15 minutes. Oh. I just realized, I swear I was subscribed to you, Bama. Well, we'll take care of that right now. Huh. Wow. Oh. Yeah, but I swear I was. Usually, when somebody's come into my channel, one of the first things I do, either I write it down and I check it later, or I check it right then and there, depending on how I'm feeling and how many people are in a chat and whatnot. But I always do that, and I swear I'm glad I clicked over and did that because, well, you now have another supporter. Let's put it that way. Let's see what you want me to Google here. Old times, wishing well, and old tired, and frog planters. I will do that. Old tires in frog. Okay, yeah. I've got somebody on my list of supporters here. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. He does old tires. He turns the old tires in and out, makes different planters and stuff. In fact, there's a guy up around here that does that too and paints them up. And him and his daughters get together and paint, toe paint, what they call toe painting and stuff, scenes and stuff on them and whatnot. Well, you're very welcome. I'm not going to stay on much longer. I've got granddaughters here. I take care of my granddaughters. Like I don't know if you knew it or not, but I live here with my my son and daughter-in-law, and they have two grandkids, two daughters, and I take care of them when they need me to. Anyways, let's put it that way. Especially in the summertime when they're out of school and whatnot, and do a lot of stuff around here. So I get them involved in the channel as much as possible. If you look back through, I don't know if you've looked back through my channel at all, but you look back through my channel there, and you'll see some of that and whatnot. And then talking about bringing up, looking back through channels and stuff. I don't know if you know anything about the monetizations that were taken away and all that. I have more. I have crossed the threshold of the supporters. Let's put it that way. But I still need watch time. Let's put it that way. I still need watch time. So anybody that has the time and wants to, if you go back through some of the older videos or the older playlists and click on them and kind of let them run, maybe you're doing some housework or whatnot, and let them run and whatnot. You can go through there. I much appreciate it. It does give me some watch time, and hopefully within a couple weeks or so, my watch time will be up so we can get that remonetized and get back into business a little bit more. Well, it's nice to meet you, Sharon. I will try to remember that. I'm going to have to write down that. I have to. Well, thank you very much, Sharon. I'll have to write down that. Sharon Bama Grits. I try to write down people's names, and I'm not the best at names, so I might ask you again, but I will write it down. I'm trying to get a master sheet together. Well, you put out some content, Sharon. You put some good content out. Try to keep it as clean as possible, and try to put something out that you think somebody might want to watch. If you love to cook, recipes and cooking videos are great videos. But you try to get it out there, and hey, you do the best you can with what you've got, and hopefully it grows from there. Yeah, it's a little easier usually to remember my name on your end because it's usually in chat somewhere. But when you start getting a bunch of people in chat, and my brain starts fumbling around with putting the wrong channel with the wrong name and stuff. There you go. Two good topics right there: chickens and faith. Yeah. Well, it's been nice, Sharon, but I have got to get going here. I didn't plan on being on this long, and keep an eye out in your emails. I'll be sending some notifications out, and I'll try to get a time down and try to get a little bit of a theme show out there, and we will be going live next week and trying to get something together so we can get a few more people in chat and have a fun time. Because the more people you get in chat, the funner it is. You meet a lot of other people, and to be honest with you, Bama, try to find as many chats that you enjoy. I know there's a lot of chats out there that are, like you said before, are not the best chats in the world and whatnot, but the live streams and stuff. But try to find some of the ones that you would enjoy, and lots of times you can pick up supporters that way. I don't know who you watch or anything like that, but I'll drop a couple names in here for you. Alderman Farms is a good one to watch. They do some live streams. Deep South Homestead, you probably have read them, knew them anyways. They do some live streams, but you do that and your channel will go a lot faster. My channel's not very big, either, and I'm still growing it and whatnot, and it's a long, slow process. But let's see, Grammy's old-fashioned tea cakes. All right. All right there, Sharon. I'm gonna cut it on out of here, and you guys, you have yourself a great day. I'm gonna end this exactly the way I always end mine. Rather, I got one or two supporters in here. Until next time, wherever you are in your neck of the woods, be it morning, noon, or night, I hope you're all having a great one. Take care now, and God bless.